I'm thinking Samba.
So this was the day after the state titles, and I was really looking forward to diving again, without feeling the pressure of needing to shoot fish. But I had the biggest reality check this day that hopefully I'll never forget. The conditions this day were so much better than yesterday, and the visibility was just amazing. On this drop, I managed to shoot a nice queenie. And I don't think I could have got a better holding shot, as my spear went right through both of its eyes, putting it to sleep, making an easy swim for me to the surface. After chucking the fish in the boat, I did another drop on the same ledge, and saw an even bigger one cruising around, but decided to leave it, as I had just shot one. A few more dives and my lungs were starting to warm up, so I decided to head out a bit deeper, as I was just feeling so relaxed and was finally able to take my time and do a proper breathe up, as during the competition I couldn't relax on any of my dives. But man, the fish life of this spot was unreal, and I don't think I've ever dived in an area with such a variety of species. Anyway, I had spotted the harlequin on the way down, but still had plenty of air left in my lungs, so decided to leave it for the time being and see if there was anything better around that would be worth taking instead. I was really tempted to shoot one of the nanny guys or swallowtails, however I'd shot plenty of them before, so opted for the harlequin. I was really hoping it would turn broadside, as I didn't want to skewer the fish, but it didn't look like it was going to, and I was running out of air. The shot wasn't too bad in the end, as it didn't go right through the entire fish. However, I would have preferred if it didn't go through any of the fillet. I did another drop in the spommy and was just waiting for something special to come by and check me out. And in particular, I was really hoping for a big school of kingfish to appear out of the blue and start vortexing me. But in the end, all I got was a big blue groper. So this next dive, I decided to push myself a bit more and hit the very bottom at 17 meters, since I was feeling so comfortable. And this is where things could have gone a lot worse than they did. And looking back, I've never been so happy to have missed a fish. But I'll just show the raw footage first and then talk about it after.
I'm thinking Samba. I'm feeling good. My gun's still down. I'm feeling alright, I think now. But yeah, felt quite numb. Definitely pushing it.
Yeah, gonna sit out for the rest of the day, guys. Not gonna take any chances. So for those of you who don't know what a Samba is, I can first of all tell you it's not the Brazilian dance, but rather it's a loss of motor control that generally occurs after surfacing from a dive, and is caused by your brain lacking oxygen, which normally happens right before a blackout. And in my case, my body was definitely lacking oxygen, as I pushed myself a bit too hard trying to get a good shot on that harlequin, as I really didn't want to skewer the fillet like I did with the one from earlier. This resulted in me staying down longer than I should have, but I seriously thank God that I missed, as if I had shot it, I would have had to pull it to the surface, which would have most likely resulted in a blackout. But looking back at this footage, there is so much I've been able to reflect on and learn. And what's crazy about being able to rewatch it is, I don't even remember saying what I said. I just remember on the way up trying to tell myself to just stay conscious and get to the surface, because at the time my vision started to get super blurry, and also my hands and feet were losing sensation as they started to tingle and then turn numb. And on the surface, I can recall feeling heaps disorientated. It was such a strange feeling though, and I'd never felt this way before and hope to never again. In hindsight, there's so many factors that contribute to this. First of all, I wasn't used to diving this deep, and this was the deepest I've actually ever spearfished at, so I didn't take into account how long it was going to take for me to get back to the surface. Another mistake I made was I thought just because I was on the surface doing 3 times my bottom time, I would be fine, so I didn't feel the need to ask someone to spot me in the water, although I'm thankful for Sam and how fast he sprung into action and came over to me. It was a big wake-up call that I'm at the stage now where I'm building up my CO2 tolerance and can actually push myself to the point of blacking out. I really think that it's vital for those of you who dive to know how to rescue a diver in the case of a Samba or blackout. Another bit of advice I can give you, which sounds obvious, is to put your life before your gear and not be afraid to let go of your gun like I did, and even your weight belt, which I should have done, but just didn't think to at the time, as gear can always be replaced, but your life never can. I'm not proud of this footage, but if by showing it, it can help prevent any of you from having a Samba or blackout, I'm more than happy to, because there's no doubt that spearfishing is a lot more dangerous than many other sports. So please dive safe, guys, and don't be afraid to ask your buddy for a spot, as they should. And I know it's so easy to get caught up chasing fish in the bottom, however, it's important to constantly remind yourself that no fish is worth your life.